welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's story time. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, turn on your post bell notifications, and flood the comments with what we do here: pink hearts, lollipops, or ice cream cones. I would greatly appreciate it, or just comment anything. And yeah, let's get into it. This is a story about how I found out somebody that I was friends with in school lied about being pregnant and said she had her baby at school in the bathroom. We're gonna get into it. Let me explain. So for this video, we are gonna name the two girls that I'm gonna be talking about. One, the girl in question who lied about being pregnant. Is there a hair on my face? I'm sorry. The girl who lied about being pregnant, we are gonna call her Skye, and my homegirl, we're gonna call her Trina. And I know she probably gonna see this and be like, that's kind of close to my real name, but yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I did use her real name, but I'm just not going to. So anyway, so this was my, I think if I'm remembering correctly, my sophomore year of high school. So let's just take it back to the first day of school. And you know, you in new classes or whatever. So I don't know, this is probably like one of my classes towards like the end of the day. So and tell me if this was like this at y'all school too. Me personally, at my old high school, if you had a teacher who was also a coach, 9 times out of 10, that was like an easy A, because they did not care about what you learned. They don't care about grading no papers. They don't care about no tests. They don't care about nothing. They had to have a teaching job to have a coaching job. So it was just like GPA booster, free period, easy A. It's so hard to fail one of those classes. So I had a coach who taught a public speaking class. So I walk up in the class and I'm looking at the people in the class. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be a long semester because there's a whole bunch of bad kids up in here. I just can't. So I go into class and I sit down, and then I see Trina walk in. So we lock eyes and we like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. And Trina is somebody who, like, okay, so like me and Trina never like hung out like one-on-one, but we had like so many like mutual friends where like she would always be places that I would be, like at a party, at a kickback, like whatever. So, and I like had her number and stuff like that. We would talk, but we just like never like hung out like one-on-one or whatever. This changed after that too. So we in there talking and we just, you know, like catching up and shit like that. Like, how was your summer? Like, oh, did you hear about blah, blah, blah? Like, you know, just gossiping and stuff like that. And also I want to add that y'all, it is something in my eye. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. What was I saying? Trina came into class, so my high school was mostly people, and so when the people, like, I'm not gonna say we wanted to like stick together, but you kind of just like gravitate naturally like towards your people is what I'm trying to say, right? So it wasn't many of us in that class. So the little bit of us that was in the class, we kind of was just, you know, like sitting together talking or whatever. So then we see Skye walk in. Now, I didn't personally know Skye like that. Like, I knew of her and I like said hey to her, you know, like in passing or something. But like, I didn't like know her personally or anything like that. And neither did Trina. So me and Trina are sitting together. And Skye come in kind of late, so she got to sit like on the opposite side of class. And it wasn't like one of these classes where, you know, like the first day of class, whatever seat that you pick, that's your seat for the whole semester. No, like I said, this man did not care, so it was what it was. So days is going by and we just, you know, all just talking because we know it's gonna be a free period. And one day it was like all the girls was talking and all the guys was talking, and Skye was still on the other side of the room. So we would kind of just be like talking across the room until one day she came in, she like moved her stuff and she sat beside me and Trina, and it was another girl. I'm not gonna really like give her name because she not in the story for real. So we talking and, you know, we getting semi-close and stuff like that, and days is turning into weeks. And at this point, Skye is calling me and Trina her sis, like her sisters. And I probably should have corrected that in that moment, but I didn't, because I still really don't even know you like that. Like, I wouldn't hang out with you outside of this class. Like, we're not friends for real, in my opinion. But that's just me. But now I'm your sister. Okay, whatever. So one day she come into class, right, and she like, I got something to tell y'all. So I'm just like, oh, okay, girl, like what? And she was like, I'm pregnant. So my immediate reaction was like excitement, but then I had to like think like, oh, well, like we in high school, like what are you gonna do? And let me just make a little disclaimer about Skye, so this can make sense to y'all as I keep telling y'all the story. We was in a sophomore class, like this was a sophomore class, right? Skye was in 11th grade, but she was supposed to be in 12th grade, but she's in a 10th grade class, okay? Just know she didn't have all her crayons in the crayon box, okay? It's gonna make sense, okay? So she like, I'm pregnant, da da da, and we like, oh my gosh, like congratulations, like whoop whoop whoop. And she was like, but don't tell nobody, like I didn't tell nobody yet. So we knew like Skye had like 2 best friends, she got a sister and she got a mama. So I'm just like, why would she trust us with this information? Like I'm flattered that you trust me with this like information, but like also why would you trust me with this information? Because at this point I only been like knowing you for real for like what, like 3.5 4 weeks maybe at most. Like why would you tell basically like a stranger this information before you even told like your own mama? So so we just like, oh, when you gonna go? No, I'm asking her like, oh, how'd you find out or whatever. And she says she had took a test over the weekend. It had came back positive. Why do I be stuttering? It's not funny. It came back positive. So we like, okay, like now you need to go to, it was like a little women's clinic in my hometown, and we like, you need to schedule an appointment to go see the doctor at the clinic so she can, you know, like you can do like a blood test and shit like that. So she was just very like hesitant about going to the doctor. And my thing is like, if you pregnant, you need to go get that checked out. Like you don't know what's going on inside your body. Like yeah, it said that it was positive or whatever, but you need to like go confirm with the doctor, like with the blood test, because that's the most accurate type of pregnancy test, right? So she's just real hesitant about it. Like I don't know, like yeah, like but like I don't know, yeah, I'll go like when I have time. When you have time, girl, you pregnant, what do you? So to me this was like an unofficial official red flag, because it's just like, why are you making it seem like this is just like, oh, when I get a chance I'll just stop by the doctor? Like no girl, you're pregnant, you're with child, you're carrying a life inside of you, like you need to go get that checked out. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe she don't want to tell her mama or something. But then I had to remember, y'all, Skye is 18. She's supposed to be in the 12th grade, but she really in the 10th grade, but in the 11th grade. But I don't know, like you legal, so you can sign all your paperwork, like your mama don't gotta be there or nothing. So that's what I'm thinking, but I'm not like saying none of this like out loud or whatever, but I'm just like, okay, like that's weird. So days is going by, and I'm not gonna stretch this out because like I said, this was only like for a semester, y'all. So what was that, like 3.5 months? So this wasn't like a long, well, 3.5 months is kind of long, but I don't want to like drag it to make y'all think like this was like a really long drawn out thing. Like I'm dragging it for the purpose of the story, but just know this kind of like all happened, I would say, within like the span of like a couple of months. So yeah, like days is going by, and Trina is like very invested into her pregnancy, right? Like she talking about like baby names, like, oh, if it's a boy I think you should name it this, if it's a girl I think you should name it this. They on the laptops because our school gave us laptops to use for whatever. So they on the laptops like looking up like baby clothes and all of this and that. Like she's very invested, and I'm invested too, but just not as much because, you know, like I'm still getting to know her. So we keep asking her, like, you know, like every morning it would just be like a little routine. Was this morning? It really don't matter what time of the day our class was at. Let's just say it was morning time. Every morning we would, you know, like ask her like, oh, how's the baby? Like, did you have any morning sickness? Like, did you throw up? And she's just like, yeah. Like sometimes she'd be like, yes, I couldn't even keep down like my breakfast, or no, like I'm fine this morning and stuff like that. Like it would just become like a normal routine. So we keep asking her like, did you go to the doctor yet? Did you go to the doctor yet? Did you go to the doctor yet? So she was like, no, I haven't gone yet. And like a couple weeks had went by at this point. So I'm just like, why have you not gone to the doctor and you know you're with child? Like that just don't sit right with me. So one day she didn't come to class, and I'm talking to Trina, and I'm like, how you feel about like Skye in this whole like baby situation, because I don't want to like immediately think like she's lying, but something just feels off about this. Like something just feels off. Like she will only get excited when she, as in Skye, she will only get excited like when we were talking about the baby, not like her actually becoming a mom and like she know there's life there. Like she will only get excited like when we would be talking about stuff. So Trina was like, I don't know, like I don't want to say that she lying, but I feel like she lying. And I was like, me too, but like I don't want to think that, like that's so bad. So she just like, I don't know. So I feel like after that we stopped really like asking so much like, oh, how's the baby, how's this, how's that, and she felt like there was like a shift in like the energy, because like we wasn't like being mean to her, nothing like that, but we wasn't so like invested in it how we was before, right? For this reason in particular, right? So one day she come in, and this probably was like, okay, so like when me and Trina was talking, this was like a Tuesday, and then she didn't come to class on a Wednesday, so then she came back on a Thursday, right? So she come in, y'all. She come in and she like, I got something to show y'all. So let me just pause this, because what I know now, being an adult and have gone through some things, when you get a sonogram, right? You go to the doctor and you're pregnant, you get a sonogram. First of all, the sonogram paper that they have that's printed out for you, it's like a special type of paper. And normally they give you like a few pictures like in a row, like 3 or 4 pictures like in a row of your sonogram, right? Your sonogram also, the way that it's set up, it'll say like, wherever you went, ABC Women's Clinic, and then in the corner of your sonogram, right at the top, it'll say, well, from what I've experienced, it'll say your last name, your middle name, and then your first name, and then it'll say your DOB, and your DOB would be numbers, right? So keep all of this in mind. It's supposed to be like on a special type of paper. All of the information is supposed to look a certain type of way. It's supposed to be like a certain type of font from the ultrasound, like actual machine, like all of these different things, right? So she said, I got something to show y'all. Y'all, why this girl pull out? It's a blank, like a printer piece of paper, like a blank white sheet of paper. It's a sonogram picture in the middle of the paper. She didn't even cut it out to make it even seem somewhat type of believable, like not even a little bit believable. She pulled out this sheet of paper. It had the sonogram picture in the middle, and she folded it. Like she folded it in a way to where like it was just the picture sitting at the top, but the paper was like folded into like squares, like into, you know, like a square, but you could still see like it's not a cut up piece of paper. So she handed it to me, and I'm looking. First of all, the font is like almost in cursive. You like, if you've ever seen a sonogram picture, it's not cursive. The name is messed up. It's like her first name, and then it's like a whole bunch of space in between like her last name, no middle name, and then the her date of birth is like spelled out like January 1st, 19, like it's not even like 01/0, like. So I'm looking, I mean, like, I didn't even have to like look at her information to know that this was some janky ass shit, but like just for kicks and giggles, like just for kicks and giggles, I'm looking over the information. I'm just like, she didn't even try to make this believable. Like, where did you even get this from? Where did you even Photoshop this at? Because you didn't do a good job. So I'm looking, and I handed to Trina, and Trina looking at it, and she looking at me, and Skye just on her laptop like looking at stuff and talking to us, and like, yeah, let me look up some baby stuff and da da da. So I just have the bright idea to ask, oh, how far along are you? Because on a sonogram it'll say like what trimester you're in, and it didn't say that. So she said, I'm 5 months. Now, knowing what I know now, 5 months, you can, like, you know the sex of your baby if you want to at this point. Like, they tell you the sex of your baby like 10 weeks. You know the sex of your baby. The baby actually looks like a baby. Like, you can see like the head, shoulders, knees, and toes, babe. This sonogram picture was giving first trimester when the baby still, I know this might, I hope this don't offend nobody, but like first trimester, like before you towards like the end of your first trimester, the baby be looking like an alien. I'm sorry, like the baby looks like an alien. the baby was giving still like baby ET vibes, like baby alien vibes. So how are you 5 months and the baby is this small? And I knew that back then, like when I was in high school. Like, the math is not mathing at all. So I'm just like, wow, 5 months, like that's crazy. So Trina was like, do you know the sex? Like, do you know if it's a boy or girl? And she was like, no, I don't know yet. 5 months, you definitely can find out. If you like, they should have asked you by now, like, do you want to know the sex of your baby? She's just like, I don't know yet. She was like, I don't know yet, but I hope it's gonna be a little girl. Second, like, okay, the first red flag might not have been like redding like that much, and it might not have been like flagging that much, but this was like a giant ass red flag. Because why would you lie about something like that? So I handed her back like the little sheet of paper, and Trina was like, why they handed it to you like that? Like, why they printed it out like that? And she was just like, I don't know, that's just what they gave me. Okay. So me and Trina had like the same lunch or whatever, and we was sitting with our other friends and we just talking about it, and Trina was like, she is lying, like she is lying, like where she even got that paper from, like the sonogram don't even look like a sonogram, like you could tell she printed this out herself, like da da da, like just going back and forth about it. And I'm like, right, like that's so weird, like that make me feel like very weird to know that somebody, like you in high school, like why would you want to lie about being pregnant in high school? Like you already know the type of stigma that comes with, like why would you purposely want to do that to yourself? Like I literally just did not understand. So Trina was like, we got to confront her about it. So I'm in my head like, I don't really care that much to confront anybody about anything, because like this is not like my friend or anything like that. Like yeah, you cool or whatever, we talk when we in class, but that's like what, 45-55 minutes out of my day. Like we don't hang out, I don't call you on the phone, I don't text you, like I don't go over to your house, like nothing, like I don't care. But Trina is just so like passionate about it, so I'm just like, okay, like I'm gonna support my friend. If she want to confront her, let's confront the bitch, because you a weirdo for even like lying about something like this. So she's just like, let's just let the lie like keep building up, right? So like I said before, she even like brought in the sonogram, we had stopped asking her like, oh, have you been having morning sickness? Like, how you feel? How's the baby? Like, da 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 da. Like, we done feeding into the lie, right? So, I just feel like Skye was the type of person, or is the type of person that, like, you know how, like, some people just want to be talked about. They don't care if it's good or bad. They just want to be the topic of conversation. So, it's like, once the little buzz died down and we stopped like feeding into it, she would come up with something else to make us like start talking about something new. And then when that would die down, it was just like a never-ending cycle. So like we stopped asking her about like morning sickness and how's the baby and all this and that, because now we for sure know that you lying. So she come into class one day, y'all. She come into class one day, and this is finna happen like back to back. Like she came into class and she said this, was she finna say this one day, and then the next day this when all the bullshit happened, right? So she come into class this day and she was like, I got something to tell y'all. It's always, oh, I got something to tell y'all. I got something to show y'all. I got this, I got that. So she was like, I want y'all to be the god moms to my baby.
Y'all being stupid. Y'all being stupid, man. I'm not, no. We're not doing that.
How you want me to be the godmom to a baby that's not even a real baby, that you don't even have a baby because it ain't no baby, but you want me to be the godmama to the fake baby? So Trina was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And I was like, yeah, me either. Like I don't mean like no disrespect or nothing, but like, I don't want to be in that position. One, because number one, it's no baby, and number two, even if you were pregnant for real, it would be the same response for me. Like, I don't know you well enough for you to be asking me to be the godmom to your kid. She had two best friends, y'all, and I feel like she knew not to even like bring up like the best friends or like say nothing to the best friends or nothing, because like they know her in real life and they would probably be able to like call bullshit in like 2.5 seconds. Like, we don't know you like that, so it's just like it would kind of be like a little bit more easier for you to like get over on us rather than them, because like they know you for real. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't feel like comfortable with that. Like, and that was not the response that she thought that we was gonna give her, because she don't know that we know that she's lying, right? So she's still thinking like, oh, like I can just, you know, go on with this lie or whatever. So after we said that, it was kind of like awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it got quiet, and for some reason or another she ended up leaving class early. Like, she asked to go to like the guidance counselor or something, and the teacher was like, yeah, go ahead, whatever, I don't care, because y'all know he don't care about the class. Everybody getting an A, he don't care what y'all do, he just gotta have his job. So when she had left, remember the other girl that I told y'all was sitting with us, she wasn't like really like in our conversations for real. Like, sometimes she would be, just because like her desk was like right behind ours, and you know, like you just unintentionally in people conversations. So she was just like, y'all know she lying, right? So we was like, yes, like we know she lying. We just like was talking about that the other day and how we need to say something to her. And the girl was like, I know for a fact she lying because she did this at her old school. So we like, what you mean? So she was like, she lied and said that she was pregnant by a boy that she was talking to at her old school. And this was like the same thing that was going on. Like, brought a sonogram to school and was looking at baby clothes and asked somebody to be the guy. So I'm just like, so this is a pattern with her. You need help. You need help. So she was like, yes. So I'm just like, what happened? And obviously one of two things are going to happen when somebody says that they are pregnant or lying about being pregnant, right? One, you're going to say that you got an abortion, and if you're 5 months pregnant, it's too late for you to get an abortion. Or two, you going to have a miscarriage and you're going to lose the baby. So I'm just like, okay, it's probably going to be the second option, because 5 months pregnant, you know what I'm saying, it's not like a first trimester like miscarriage or whatever like that. So Trina is just like hot. She was just like, why would you lie about something like that? And I think this kind of like hit Trina like a little hard at the time, and it's kind of like triggering for me too, because it's like, it's people out here who struggle to have kids, can't have kids, it's very hard for them to have kids. Like, I think like it was either like Trina aunt or like her sister or like somebody in her family, like they kept like losing babies. So she don't play, like she wasn't playing about stuff like that. Like, why would you just randomly lie to us about that? Like, the lie was just so unprovoked and so unwarranted. Like, it was so random. Like, why would you, like, I just didn't understand. So Trina was just like, we gotta confront her, we gotta confront her. So I'm just like, okay girl, like I'm on whatever you want, whenever you want to do it, I got your back. So the next day, y'all, and this is when all the bullshit happens. The next day, we in class, and Skye is late per usual. And Skye is like, she has like a very light skin complexion, like lighter than me. So whenever she gets like emotional or like sad or mad or whatever, like you can see all over her face, because her face turns like bright red, like as bright as these red flags was. So she come into class, her eyes puffy, her face is like super duper red, and she was crying. So we like, what's wrong, why you crying, whatever like that. So here she go, I got something to tell y'all. So we like, what happened girl, like what's going on? Y'all, this girl literally looks me and Trina dead in our face and say,
before I came to class, I went to the bathroom and I had my baby in the toilet.
Now hold on, because you might have been talking in my bad ear, I'm not sure. I said, now what? You said what? She said, I had my baby in the toilet. There's a few things wrong with this, okay? If you're 5 months, because this now at this point, you like 5 months and some days. You don't have no regular miscarriage. Let me just put trigger warning, TMI, whatever, on this part. If you want to skip past this, please go ahead and do so. I'm kind of like getting a little triggered by this too, but let me just explain. If you're 5 months pregnant, you don't have like a regular like miscarriage where like it's like a like that time of the month, but it's just like really like extra. Like this is like an actual like fetus in your stomach now. So they would have to do like, what's it called, a DNC, where they like go in and like take the baby out of you, like remove the tissue out of your uterus. Like this, like you don't just pass a miscarriage like through like just like regular, like if you had like a miscarriage during like your first trimester. And I knew that even back then, y'all. Like this is not even having acquired the knowledge that I have now, like as a grown adult who's gone through some things. Like I knew that back then. So for her to say like she had, and it's just like, why would you even still be at school? Like I know like with miscarriages, like there's nothing that they can really like do for you at like a hospital or anything. Like that's just something that you have to just like naturally like let pass through your body. I know that sounds so bad, but it's true. There's nothing that they can give you. They're gonna tell you like it's no medicine, no nothing. Like you just gotta like naturally let nature run its course, and I'm sorry, my condolences, and they'll send you right on your way. So for her to like say that and make it seem like she passed the baby, so like you still at school, you're not at the hospital, what happened to the baby? Did you flush it down the toilet? Like it's just so many, and I didn't even have time to like fully like process everything that was like happening, all my questions, like my confusion before I knew it, y'all. Cause she was like just sitting there like looking at us, like looking to see our reaction. Trina, I don't know if this was like the straw that broke the camel's back with Trina, if this was like her 13th week, like I don't know what it was, but she snapped and she said, "We know you were lying this whole time about being pregnant." So now I'm kind of feeling the way, because it's just like, why would you? So I'm just like, yeah, why would you even just sit up here and lie about something like that? So she looking at us like, and we looking like, bitch, why would you sit up here and tell this lie? And like, before all of this, like we didn't have like a super big huge class. It was probably maybe like 20, 22, 23 people in the class. They kind of like knew what was going on, because like we would talk about it and like people would like chime in and stuff like, oh yeah, I knew she was lying and da 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 this. And just like to add insult to injury, I'm not saying that this isn't possible to happen, but she was not showing anything, y'all. Like it didn't look like she was bloated. It didn't look like she had a food baby, like no nothing. Like, and Skye had a really nice body like in high school. Like I'm talking about, like she was one of those girls who like peaked early, like small, slim waist, fat ass. Like she had like a curvy, like a nice body. And it's just like, you still got a six-pack, you still got abs. And I'm not saying you can't have abs like while you're pregnant and stuff, but you like nothing about your body is changing. You're supposed to be 5 months. It's not even giving 5 seconds pregnant. So I'm very confused, right? So Trina was like, we know that you're lying. We knew you were lying this whole time. I'm just like, yeah, why would you do that? Y'all, this girl gets offended. Like, we offended her. We just said the worst thing that we could ever say to her by calling her out on her bullshit. She was just like, wow, I thought that y'all was my bitches for real. Like, I cannot believe y'all just said that to me. Wow, I can't even trust hoes at this school. Hoes? So she gets up and she runs out of class, y'all. Literally, like, gets her stuff, runs out of class. Now, don't ask me why we did this fool shit behind this girl. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I don't want to see no comments, because I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, so I'm not even finna answer you, because I don't know. She runs out of class. Trina runs out after her, and I'm running behind Trina. So Trina is yelling like, why would you lie about being pregnant? Why would you? We're running through the halls, y'all. Why would you lie about being pregnant? I'm not running, okay? I'm not running. I'm like speed walking, right? So they running, not like super duper fast, but you know, like they running. And I'm speed walking, and Trina's like, why would you lie about being pregnant? Why would you lie about being pregnant? And I'm just like, Skye, come back. Skye, come back. Wait, y'all, hold on. Like, Skye, wait. Like, I just want them to like stop, right? So we was probably in the hallway for about like, I'm not even gonna hold you, like 20-30 seconds before teachers actually like came out to see what was going on. And it was never given like we were gonna fight or anything like that, or at least that was the assumption that I was under. I wasn't gonna fight nobody. Like, I don't care that much to fight you over no shit like this. Like, but I don't know, Trina was just very passionate about it, and I'm not saying like she was gonna fight, but if she did, I wasn't gonna like jump in or nothing, right? So what I'm trying to get y'all to see is that like 20-30 seconds us running through the halls, or them running through the halls, nothing happened. As soon as the teacher came out and tried to rectify the situation, Skye wanted to turn around and start not charging us, but like walking back towards us like, oh, so what y'all want to do then? So what y'all want to do? You think we finna fight you because you lied about being pregnant and we called you out on the bullshit? You think we finna fight? I'm not finna fight you over that. I'm not finna fight you. And I'm pretty sure Trina not finna fight you either, but we just like are confused as to like why we supposed to be your friends and you would sit up and lie to us about this for like months. We're not, yeah, like a couple months. So then it was like this this one teacher that we had, and he was a big teddy bear, y'all. He holding her back and she's trying to like reach over him and do all of this, and we just like, girl, you're a weirdo. So Trina was like, I just want to let everybody know that she's mad that we just found out she was lying about being pregnant. She said she had her baby in the toilet at school. So the teachers was like, what the fuck? Like, you had a baby? Like, what are you talking about? You know, like very like confused. And here go Skye. She was like, no, I never said that. Y'all, I am flabbergasted. So I'm just like, Skye, just stop lying. Stop lying. Just stop lying. Like, you don't have to lie anymore. Like, just stop. Stop with the bullshit. Stop lying. She was like, I never said that. I never said that. You ever met somebody who lies so much and they know that you know that they lying and they still continue to lie? Them the type of people that you need to be scared of and stay away from. Because there's no way that you still believe in the bullshit that's coming out of your mouth right now. There's no way. There's literally no way. So whatever, they send us back to class. They take Skye wherever they take Skye. Me and Trina go back to class. Y'all, my teacher don't give a damn so much. He not even out of his seat from behind his desk. Like, he just looking at us. Like, he wore glasses, and you know how like people like look over the top of their glasses. He on his computer. And he said some shit like, well, what was that about? Or something like that. Like, please not right now. Please. So much is going on. Please. So later on that day, we did get called to administration and we explained everything that happened. And another reason why I was not trying to fight y'all is because, like y'all know, I was a cheerleader and I'm not trying to get kicked off the team. I did kind of like I didn't get in trouble, but my coach found out about it and we had a talk, and she was just like, you know, from now on, just let that kind of stuff like be. Like, that didn't really like have anything to do with you. Like, I know you were trying to like calm down the situation, but just don't even get in like no verbal altercations with nobody. I was just like, okay, like, I'm still on the team, right? Like, I'm still gang, or like, so she was just like, you still gang. No, she ain't say that for real, but yeah. So after that, I feel like because that was Skye's like third strike, she went to like the alternative learning school that we had in my hometown for like a semester, and then after that she came back to our school for a little while, and then she went somewhere else. I'm not sure if she graduated or not, but just for a little insight on what's going on today, last thing I heard about Skye, because she did end up having 2 kids, like 2 real kids later on in life, by the same guy that she said she was pregnant with in high school. They actually did end up having 2 real, live, for real children. But they both got arrested last year for attempted murder. So yeah, it's really crazy how fast life comes at you. Yeah, so who's gonna take care of the babies now? I don't know. But moral of the story, don't lie and say that you were pregnant and had your baby in the toilet at school and flushed it down the toilet. Let's talk about it in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, yeah, man. Thank you. Make sure you are subscribed. Turn on your post bell notifications. Give this video a like. Yeah. Leave me some in the comments. Let's talk about it. Leave a pink heart. Leave something. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow for a brand new Confessions with Lo, and then I'm gonna see y'all next week for 2 brand new videos. Bye, y'all.